Okay.
You sound like Peridot there for a second.
I did?
I don't know why, yeah.
Uh-oh. Okay. You ignorant clod! Hello, interwebs, and welcome back to Let's Play Phoenix Wright Trials Tribulations. My name's SkiniMini!
And I'm Pharaoh.
Last episode, we started our first case, and it's actually with Mia Fey. We went back 15 years. Interesting enough. We'll see how...
5 years.
5 years, not 15. Whoa. I can't math. So...
Yeah, we knew that.
Shut up. So...
Okay.
So, Phoenix Wright is on the stand, and he gave us a testimony. He kind of messed up already, so that we're not off to a good start. So now he's going to tell us what really happened. So let's get to it. If I could just... There we go.
You got it? Yeah. There you go. The truth is, I went because he called me. He was in the pharmacology department, so we agreed to meet at 2:45 behind that building. We talked for a bit, and then at around 3, we split up. Then later when I went back, I found him lying there. I've been taking Cold Killer X for the last 2 or 3 days, but I lost my bottle there around lunchtime on the day of the accident.
Oh, interesting. Mr. Wright, that's completely different than the testimony you gave previously.
That's true. I'm sorry, Your Honor. I was afraid he wouldn't believe the truth. You'll forgive me if I say I hardly find your current testimony any more credible.
Miss Fey, please begin your cross-examination. Oh, please, Mr. Wright, don't tell any more lies. Ain't nobody got time for that.
You lying.
Oh my god! That needs to be a video!
What, doing it with the face?
Yeah,
Phoenix,
with
right?
Phoenix! Ah!
Oh
Okay.
my god, well, go and do it.
I don't know how to do that.
Oh, too bad.
Oh, crap. Anyway. Alright, so, what stuck out to you guys? It was this! He was in the pharmacology department, so we agreed to meet at 2:45 behind that building. We can't really present anything, so let's go ahead and just press on that. Let's get more information. Was it Mr. Swallow who indicated you should meet at 2:45?
Yeah, and we were both there right on time.
You said the victim was in the pharmacology department, correct?
Yeah, he was studying how to manufacture and improve pharmaceuticals. Everyone called him the alchemist of IVU.
An alchemist? I see. I love that anime.
Isn't it cool? I gotta admit, it was a little suspicious. He had a whole laboratory and everything. It was filled with chemicals and strange machines that run on high voltage electricity, and a kid made of metal arm, and his younger brother was a big... What?
Yes, it was very fascinating. He sounds like he was quite the young and ambitious young man. What do I do? Maybe I should ask him for more details. Actually, let's ask about the department, because it's kind of interesting. I was wondering if you could tell us more about the pharmacology department.
There you go. Well, okay, sure. I don't know all that much, though.
A little bit earlier, in your testimony, you said something interesting. You said the department uses strange machines that run off high-voltage electricity.
That's right, and they sure look dangerous. They use non-standard voltages, so there are high-voltage cables everywhere.
High-voltage cables?
Yeah, there were electricity poles set up all around the building. The high-voltage cables run overhead around the roof.
Finally, I think we're getting somewhere. Yeah, Mia! Alright, so, let's go ahead and, press on the very last statement. Not this one. He said, but he lost his bottle around lunchtime. So, we want to get more information on that.
Hell of it!
On the day of the incident, what did you do for lunch?
Huh? What does it have to do with anything?
You can never be too sure.
I always eat with Dolly. Just the two of us. Dolly's homemade lunches are just the greatest.
Aww.
Her mini omelets are magically delicious.
What?
Copyright! Yosh, what did you punch me in the jaw?
Oh! I'm so sorry. I just felt like hurting someone all of a sudden. Mia? I think that's enough for now. So the defendant and the victim met at approximately at the time of his death. And then the defendant returned to the scene for some unknown reason.
I'm not entirely convinced by his explanation about the medicine bottle either.
Let me be frank here, Mr. Wright. Your
Hi, Frank. I'm Paul.
Okay, your testimony cannot be trusted.
What do you mean? I knew it was too much work for a little girl.
However, there's still one mystery that still remains.
There is, Your Honor?
Yes. How the murder was carried out, of course. Just how was the victim electrocuted? I don't believe the murder weapon has been produced yet, correct?
Well, that is, you are correct, Your Honor.
So how exactly was Mr. Swallow killed? If I could somehow establish how it was all done, maybe I could still come out of this mess smelling like a rose.
You definitely don't want to smell meth.
And there's actually a way we can establish a murder method.
Your Honor. Yes, Miss Faye?
I believe that if we were to piece the...
Voice acting you should always practice before you record, alright?
Yeah.
I believe that if we were trying to piece everything together we've heard up until now, we should be able to solve the mystery of how Mr. Swallow died.
That would be most impressive.
Quite the brash statement coming from a rookie. But even a beginner like you must understand the basic rules of the court, yes? An attorney must be able to substantiate their arguments of evidence.
Of course I know that. Actually, I had totally forgotten about that.
Oh, like I'm surprised.
Now then, Miss Faye, let me see what you've got. Show me how you believe the victim was electrocuted.
Now, this is a perfect way to explain the penalty system. Now, you want to make sure you do not present the wrong evidence, because if you saw the green bar in the top right in the last episode as well, that is your health bar. Now, if you present the wrong evidence, that will actually take away points from your penalty bar. And as soon as you get all the way down to 0, you lose the case. So you want to make sure you present the right evidence at the right time. So you always want to make sure you pay attention.
And there's also times where, like, the penalty can be larger or smaller based on the situation. Sometimes they'll blink, indicating, like, this is how much a chunk it's going to take away. Other times it's just going to be, like, a little thing. But, you know, regardless, be careful on your choices.
Yes. So, remember that first crime photo we saw? Oh, shoot, wrong one, sorry. I can't read. Okay. It's the it's the first crime photo. Now, if you can see what also causes electrocution, you may have found your answer. So you want to present this photo. As for the cause of death, I'd say this picture captures it quite well.
What? But there's nothing that even remotely resembles a murder weapon here. I'm afraid the defense is going to have to explain this in a bit of more detail.
Oh, Judge, come on. Are you serious?
Miss Faye, where exactly in this photo is the murder weapon?
And because people are too stupid, there are times where we literally got to point out what we got to do.
This. Right here.
Well, naturally, it's right here.
That's, what is that?
A severed electric cable, I believe, Your Honor. Remember, this testimony we've heard? The machines the pharmacology students use in their experiments require high voltage. And because of that, there are special high voltage cables strung up everywhere.
So then the high voltage cable?
Yes, the high voltage cable is the cause of death. That is the most likely explanation.
That certainly sounds plausible. Well, Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this?
Well, I believe some praise is in order.
Don't toy with me, old man.
Now, the victim's cause of death may have been because of a high voltage cable. However, I want you to think about what that really implies. The only one who had the opportunity to use the cable as a murder weapon was the defendant.
Wait, what? What the?
That much is certainly true.
Yes, and that's not all. We have proof.
Say what?
Oh, irrefutable proof that will establish that Mr. Wright was the murderer.
You do? Well, what is it?
His fingerprints.
Ah, crap. Fingerprints? You mean that the defendant's fingerprints were on something besides the medicine bottle?
Let's take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, the victim's wearing a leather jacket. And as you may know, leather holds fingerprints quite well.
You mean?
Yes, it was quite clearly imprinted on the chest area of the victim's jacket. The palm print of the defendant's very own hand.
Oh.
What?
I can only think of one way Mr. Wright could have left a print like that. Playing patty cake. I mean, intentional murder. He squarely pushed the victim towards the severed electrical cable.
How could he play patty cake on someone's back? Order, order, order! That's enough! I think we can conclude that there is no reason to continue with this cross-examination.
Oh, stick and fork at us. We're done.
Mr. Grossberg.
My hemorrhoids never lie. The show is over, Mia. I knew that boy was guilty the first time I saw him.
No, you're wrong. Mr. Wright is innocent.
No further evidence is required to convince me of this man's guilt.
Your Honor.
At this time, I am prepared to render a verdict in this case.
No.
Here we go. Do you have something further to add, Miss Faye?
Is this what you want, Mr. Wright?
Huh?
You still haven't told us the truth. The whole truth. And nothing but the truth, so help you God. If you don't say something now, the judge is going to hand down his verdict.
But I can't. I just can't say it. If I told you what really happened, then I'd be...
It's okay, Mr. Wright. I'm your attorney. You can trust me.
Miss Faye?
Oh, serious, Phoenix.
No matter what it is you have to say, I believe in you, and I'll represent you to the very end. And that's
We
when
already
Phoenix...
established...
Sorry.
What were you saying?
I said that's when Phoenix became a man.
It's time to stop being a little boy and become a man. We've already established the defendant's guilt. There's no further need for him to say anything. Wait a minute.
Mr. Wright?
I'll tell you what really happened. But I've already told you, Mr. Wright. There's no need for further... I did it.
What?
I admit it. I pushed him. It's my fault. My fault the duck swallow is dead.
No! Phoenix, that's not what we were talking about.
Right. That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. Why are you doing different voices? I'm telling you for your sake, if you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Stop it! Don't think about my girl like that, man.
Oh, whoa. Ah!
Uh-oh.
Crap. Wait, why is he sweating?
That's what I'm wondering. I'm just out of fart. Oh, dear God.
What you just said, was that the truth?
Yes, I was afraid. Afraid that if I told the truth, everyone would think I was the murderer for sure.
Well, as things currently stand, we're all absolutely convinced you are.
Please give me one more chance to explain. This time, I swear I'll tell the whole truth. It'll be okay, won't it, Miss Faye? I believe in you.
Oh, thank you. I still can't believe it. He really did push the victim.
Oh, it feels like my helmets are doing the Harlem Shake.
Oh god, that's not an image I want to put in my head right now.
Imagine it, Skinny.
No!
Imagine it.
Alright, when I push the victim.
That guy, he was talking bad about Dolly.
Hadouken!
I lost my temper and gave him a shove. At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. A little while after I left, I started to get worried. So I went back, but he was just lying there, dead. Well, the explanation is really quite simple. When you pushed him, Mr. Swallow flew back and touched the electrical cable. He died from the shock, and that, as they say, is that.
A simple explanation indeed.
At the time of the incident, a light rain had been falling. Wet from the rain, the victim was more easily electrocuted. But when I pushed him, there weren't any electrical cables nearby. If there had been something like that, even I would have noticed it.
That's true. Even a doofus like him couldn't even miss that.
Hey!
Miss Faye, let me warn you right now that if your cross-examination doesn't yield any new facts, I intend to deliver my verdict without further delay. Are we clear on that?
Yes, Your Honor. Don't give up, Mia. If he is innocent, there must be some kind of evidence somewhere that will prove it.
And of course that there will be. But we don't have evidence just yet. We just need a press for now.
So, he lost his temper and gave him a shove. At that moment, he heard some kind of loud noise. What noise was that, Mr. Wright? A loud noise? And what would you say that loud noise was, Mr. Wright?
I'm not sure, but it was really loud. It was like, snap! You know, come to think of it, I wonder what that was. Clearly, Your Honor, it was the sound of the victim being electrocuted.
You're not qualified to decide that. What should I do? I'm treading on some dangerous ground here.
Let's go ahead and ask for more details. I feel like something's important here.
Mr. Wright, that loud noise you heard may be extremely important, so try to remember what it was.
How do I put it? It was like a sharp crack. Aha! Could it have been?
Yes, could it have been? Hurry up and tell us!
When I pushed him, he dropped the umbrella he was holding.
Huh. Oh.
He fell right on top of it and it broke. That was probably the noise I heard.
An umbrella, huh? And did that umbrella belong to the victim?
Yeah, it was a plastic umbrella, cheap and frail, kind of like the owner. You know, Phoenix is not the time to be making jokes. And then again, I wish I had any kind of umbrella. I was totally soaked to the bone.
Miss Faye, what do you think? Is there something important in that testimony just now?
Well,
Yeah, of course it's important. I wouldn't have asked him to do it if it wasn't important.
Sure.
this is it, Mia. The new information you've been waiting for. Of course it's important. No, the cheap umbrella is more than important. It's vital. I want to officially have it entered into the testimony.
Ha! How perfectly fitting. Flimsy information from a flimsy lawyer.
Hey! The court agrees to the defense's request. Witness, please add the bit about the cheap umbrella to your testimony.
After I shoved him, he fell down on top of his cheap umbrella.
Okay, so that doesn't make sense because if we look back at that same photo that we checked earlier, the umbrella is like way over there. How could he fall on top of him? How could it fall under him? So you want to present that mug? Here. Objection! Why didn't you testify about the umbrella from the very beginning?
Come on. If I'd mentioned that...
I would have been able to counter the prosecution's arguments earlier.
Hey, what do you mean by that?
Take another look at the crime scene photo. According to Mr. Wright, the victim fell on top of the umbrella. However, if you look closely, the umbrella is nowhere near the victim. Actually, it's by the electrical pole.
You're absolutely right!
The conclusion here is obvious. After the defendant left, the victim moved from where he fell. In other words, after he was pushed by the defendant, Mr. Swallow was still alive.
No!
Order! The victim, he moved? Mr. Payne, the umbrella in this photo, where is it now?
Well, it was collected by the police at the crime scene.
I wanted to present it as evidence immediately.
Oh, that's jacked up.
But the umbrella could have simply been blown there by the wind.
According to the testimony, the victim fell on top of the umbrella. There's simply no way it could have been blown there by the wind.
But
I know this matter of the umbrella seems relatively trivial, but as long as the smallest doubt remains, I cannot render final judgment.
No!
However, I still find it hard to believe that a huge hole has been blown in the prosecution's case by the defendant's testimony.
Yay!
Well done, Mia.
Oh, great.
Mr. Payne, what are you chuckling about?
Pardon me, Your Honor. It seems I was expecting too much of a free ride. It was foolish to think I could establish guilt through cross-examination alone.
I'm afraid I don't follow what you're saying.
Let me guess. You have another witness?
Exactly. And this witness's testimony will be incontrovertible.
Well, who is this witness?
Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Excuse me, what?
Dahlia Hawthorne? You don't mean Dolly?
I do, Your Honor. The defendant's very own lover is a witness to the whole thing. That's right. She was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place.
What?
Oh.
I didn't see that coming. I'm sorry to break the bad news to you, my dear. Yeah.
Bad news? You couldn't be more wrong. Actually, I've been waiting for this.
You can't be serious. Mia, what do you mean by that?
I think this is a good point for us to stop at. Court will now enter a 20-minute recess. Afterwards, we will listen to the testimony of Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Boop. He feels like a squeaky toy. Who the hell changed my gavel? Miss Faye, I'm sorry about what happened back there.
It's all right. At least you told us the truth in the end, Mr. Wright.
Yeah. So I guess I can start to relax then, huh? Relax, my boy? You can't be serious. You're hiding such important facts. But the next witness is my Dolly, right? She'll save me. I just know she will.
Why do you think that?
Huh? What do you mean? She's the love of my life, that's why.
The love of your life? Would you mind telling me more about you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne?
Sure, no problem.
Great.
Dolly and I, we first met about 8 months ago right here in this very courthouse. Actually, I'm starting to be a lawyer on the side. Anyway, that's not important. One day, she and I just bumped into each other in the reading room downstairs. That's why I really think it was fate that brought us together. As soon as I first set my eyes on her, I knew she was the one for me. Oh, here, take a look at this. She gave this to me the day we met as a symbol of our love.
Whoa.
She'd been wearing it around her neck that day, but then she took it off. But before she gave it to me, she said, "I want you to carry this." So she gave it to you as a present, I see. This darling little bottle is filled with memories of my darling little Dolly.
It certainly is a little bottle, all right.
It makes me so happy I show it to everyone I meet. I want to share my happiness with the whole world. Oh.
Anyway, so after that, you and Miss Hawthorne started dating.
Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now. What a strange girl asking for a present back like that.
By the way, Mr. Wright, The day you first met Dahlia Hawthorne 8 months ago. It wouldn't happen to have been on August 27th, would it?
Huh? Yeah, it was. But how'd you know?
This happened on August 27th, right here in this courthouse.
What's this? A newspaper clipping? Let's see. Murder in a courthouse. But murder? What are you reading there? Let me see that. Oh, I see. Mia, I think I understand what you're trying to say. And I think I understand why you suddenly took such a keen interest in this case. You believe there's some relationship between these two cases, am I correct?
Oh? I hope you don't mind, Mr. Grossberg. I need to finish this myself.
Ah, yes, but I'm afraid what you have will not be enough, my dear. I'll go ahead and have a look at the downstairs reading room and see what else I can find.
Thank you.
I want to do whatever I can to be of help to you, Mia. Well, but looks like recess is about over. We better all get moving.
Oh, I guess so. That recess sure seemed longer than 20 minutes, though. Interesting. There are some secrets to be had. Ooh.
Ooh, secrets.
Secrets. I want to find out. Eee! But we will find out in the next episode, and we'll cross-examine this Dahlia Hawthorne. Ooh, this is going to be exciting.
Oh, you can say that again.
Also, Pharaoh and I will be switching off who plays the judge due to certain characters and cases, so that way one can have a break. So just a heads up.
Yeah, because, you know, us being professional voice actors and everything, we need to rest our throats.
Yes. So thank you guys so very much for watching. I'm super excited, and I hope you stick around. And if no one's told you that they love you today, I do.
I hope you all have a lovely day.
Goodbye.
Tally ho!